Fortnite getting sued?
Objection!
No, seriously, they're getting sued.
Overruled.
The Court of T.U.G.S is not officially recognized by anyone.
I'll hold you in contempt.
I don't think you can do that.
Objection, Your Honor.
Listen, Fortnite is getting sued and there's nothing you can do about it.
Bum bum. Case dismissed.
All right, let's just start the show.
Here we go! No, you fucking cuck!
Peggy 18.
T.U.G.S is canceled.
And so is Roseanne. But no, seriously, we started a new channel because we will be leaving Machinima very soon. All good news. ETC show and this channel will eventually not have content on it, so be sure to go to the link in the description below
I don't feel so good.
to follow our new channel if you enjoy getting gaming news, entertainment news, news about culture, weird news. Basically everything we cover is going to be on that new channel, including Idiots Watching Anime this weekend, the first episode. So please go subscribe to that new channel because this channel don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Anyway, on to the news.
Yeah.
Fortnite is getting sued, and at some point, we covered this before, but it's being brought up again because apparently the case is actually moving forward thanks to an injunction made public to Korean news outlets last Friday, and it probably has something to do with the fact that Fortnite was released in Korea in January when the suit was filed.
Injunction! That's the new one.
So the whole thing actually started back in September of last year when Bluehole, the devs who own PUBG Corp, said in a statement that they were mulling ways on how to respond to the claims that core elements and UI of the Battle Royale mode of Fortnite seem to be similar to those of Battlegrounds.
It's literally the tactic of saying, some people are saying, I mean, we're figuring out if it's worth it. But
Many people believe that Fortnite has plagiarized their game. A lot of people are saying.
yeah, a lot of very important people.
Over around our office, everyone's saying it, so
Yeah.
there must be something to it.
I said it in the mirror this morning. Some weirdo looking at me said it back. Anyways, in the lawsuit filed this year, Bluehole is going after Epic Games Korea and alleging that Fortnite is infringing on their copyright somehow. And the suit will determine whether Fortnite Battle Royale was copied from PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The whole thing obviously gets even weirder when you consider the fact that Epic Games owns the Unreal Engine that was used to build PUBG. Awkward. In their previous statement, Bluehole indicated that they, quote, had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games throughout PUBG's development as they are the creators of Unreal Engine 4, the engine we licensed for the game. And that, quote, after listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known. Adding, quote, we have also noticed that Epic Games references PUBG in the promotion of Fortnite to their community and in communications with the press. This was never discussed with us, and we don't feel that it's right. A Soros production.
Yeah. Can't wait for Bluehole to sue Activision and EA
And
when those games come out.
H1Z1.
Yeah. So as of right now, there's really no news regarding how that case will play out, or if Bluehole even has the slightest chance of proving that their copyrights have been infringed upon in court. Personally, we don't think they have a real shot at winning this lawsuit, because it would be hard to prove that they could copyright a game genre, especially when there's so many other versions of these types of titles. Hell, H1Z1 did it first, so taking Fortnite to court over these accusations seems pretty baseless.
Technically, Minecraft Hunger Games did it first.
But we also have no idea how shit works in Korean courts, or whether or not the officials involved will know enough about gaming in general to figure out the differences. Also, it's Korea, where
Sometimes the courts can be corrupt.
sometimes the government of Korea is influenced by money from Korean companies.
They
like
solved
Bluehole.
that problem, Elliot.
Oh yeah, yeah. They got rid of like the president and a couple of their minions. The decades-old problem of Korean corruption and business consolidation. It's done. So I'm sure we're gonna get a fair trial here.
We all know that the Fortnite PUBG debacle is what Trump is really going over there for. That's it. I'm gonna solve it.
Yeah, but
I like the game that builds walls.
It's true. It's true. You can't really build bridges. Well, you can build bridges.
Objection!
Anyway, but since it's Korea, though, gaming there is huge. It'd be pretty easy to point out games like League of Legends and Dota to show how similar game styles are actually different games entirely.
Yeah.
Honestly, this case is pretty stupid. It really just makes PUBG look jealous at the overwhelming success of Fortnite, but who knows? They should just take the dev teams of both companies, put them in a plane, drop them over the Korean demilitarized zone,
And let them fight it
and
out.
let them fight it out. Whoever doesn't get their legs blown off by a landmine gets the rights to the Battle Royale genre.
To be fair, just at a brief glance, North Korea looks like PUBG, South Korea looks like Fortnite. Let's start the war.
Let's do it.
Moving on though, Battlefield 5 or V. Wait, no, this one? Winston, which way did you do it?
Battlefield victory.
Battlefield V was officially announced last week during an event that showed off footage from the new game, explained some of the features, and had a Q&A session with the devs. So what do we know about Battlefield V? Well, if you've been on Twitter or Reddit over the past couple of days, you certainly know that the most upsetting part of this announcement was the fact that not only will they have playable female characters in the game, but they also had the audacity to put a lady on the cover.
I'm just so darn upset. I'll eat my hat.
Although if you do buy the deluxe edition, there's a man on the cover. That's how they get
Good.
you. Hey, you, boy. You're gonna pay $20 extra for the man cover. There you go. It's again, we reference Hooters all the time.
Man-sized.
This is a classic Hooters tactic of, oh, you want a beer? You want that man-sized?
Yeah. And like kids who buy the normal version, friends are gonna be like, "Hey, you bought the girl version.
Hey,
He's a girl.
why don't you wear a dress while you play?" Anyways, how dare they? Look, we've been over this before. You can argue all you want about the historical accuracy of these games on Twitter or whatever comment section you're on. I'm sure it's happening here. But what if we told you that some people want to have the options to play as a female character, despite the fact that the soldiers fighting in World War II were overwhelmingly male?
Yeah. See, it's a goddamn video game, and you're all making yourselves look very stupid.
I mean, we're the ones wearing costumes.
These are not history books. This
No.
isn't a documentary. It's a fucking video game. No one is like. I love the argument. It's like, oh, now people are they're not gonna know the truth about World War II. It's like, if you're getting your fucking
Well, those people are idiots.
if you're learning about a major historical event from a fucking video game, that's a bigger problem.
Yes. Yes.
They're adding women to the Battlefield game, so now we obviously have to go into the vault and erase all the real footage of World War II.
Yeah.
Just like when the Lady Ghostbusters came in with a magnet and erased all the tapes of the old Ghostbusters.
Yep. Those are worth a lot of money if you can find them now.
This is so dumb. Just don't play as a girl, you fucking... Yeah, so the devs made the decision to offer female characters in the game because, hey, surprise, girls play video games. And even some dudes want to play as female characters.
Yeah.
Here's a hot tip. The hitbox sometimes is smaller, and it can help.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a bunch of stupid sides to this argument that constantly go back and forth with each other, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't fucking matter. This game isn't attempting to rewrite history, no matter how much you want to think
I've
that.
had it with these war thoughts in gaming. Jesus.
Yeah, this is all very sad. It's very sad that you'd be worrying about a video game rewriting history, because that's not what it's being made for. It's being made to sell as many copies to as many people as possible, while hopefully delivering an entertaining experience to its users that doesn't include many aspects of the war that wouldn't be deemed fun.
All right, it's me, Germany. I'm gonna take 32 of my soldiers, and you take 32 of your soldiers, and we're gonna designate this one small area, and we're gonna give people planes and all kinds of stuff, and we'll see how it plays out. And then we'll move on to the next battle. That's how war is
You're
fought.
not allowed to call in an airstrike. Don't call in an airstrike unless you've gotten 10 kills.
Oh God, we already had to go over this last year when Call of Duty World War II was announced, which, hey, guess what? Allowed you to choose a female character.
Female.
But it also attempted to censor history by replacing swastikas with the Iron Cross on multiplayer maps.
It's like the Nazis never existed. What a shame.
Well, guys, that's a year later, and you all proved your point. No one on Earth remembers the Nazis correctly anymore, and historians are now using a Call of Duty game as fact when referencing World War II and the Holocaust.
Yeah, you go to an average American high school today, you get to the World War II section, it's like, all right, throw your books in the trash.
Let's all pull out
We're
the copy
playing
of World War II.
Playing Call of Duty World War II for the next month.
I'd like to cite the Activision title World War II. Also, both of these games, they're first-person shooters, so even if you were forced to play as a woman in the multiplayer modes, you wouldn't even fucking know it for the most part. Plus, like we said, smaller hitboxes.
Yeah, it's advantageous.
Yeah.
Also, like, these same people are the ones that complain, like, why can't I relate to women? Why don't women share my very specific interests in video games? I don't know, it might be because you fucking shit your pants every time some very minor detail.
It has no effect on
Like,
anything.
yeah, it's, oh god, fuck you. Fuck you.
Ugh.
Anyway, outside of the dumb, pointless controversy regarding the women in the game, there are some other things to point out. There will be no pay-to-win microtransactions in Battlefield V or 5, which seems like a big win for the consumer. If you ignore the fact that putting pay-to-win shit in AAA games, or any multiplayer game for that matter, shouldn't have ever been a thing in the first place.
That's
Still, at least EA actually learned from their mistakes, and boy was it a mistake.
Yeah.
They've changed course for the time being.
Now, in other positive news for this release, EA is also doing away with that whole premium pass thing, which means once you buy the game, you'll have access to all of the maps up front, and that any maps or expansions that are developed through its life cycle on the game, it's going to come as a free download. That's good news. There you go. They're calling this the Tides of War, which is probably what they called it internally when people were freaking out about this. So, the tides are coming, and it's high tide now.
More like the Tide Pods of War.
Game Revolution describes it as a, quote, part of the game's attempt at a live service since it will update and give players new overarching chapters and quest lines that can yield unique items and cosmetics. This mode will give new maps, modes, and limited time experiences. Apparently all that's going to be free.
Wait, quest line? So, are they going to do like the Overwatch thing where there's like
Yeah, they have
PV.
their
PvE
campaign
thing?
mode is like different stories instead of one huge story. It's
pretty cool.
Yeah. There's also going to be what they're calling Grand Operations, which are different 64-player games that take place over the course of 4 days, in-game days. At the end of the 4th in-game day, if there is no winner, it turns into a last man or woman standing scenario, which is basically boils down to their version of a battle royale, even though they definitely avoided using that term to describe it.
But if we let the women play, who's gonna put the rivets on the bombs?
Who's gonna sew all my patches?
So the trailer for the game, it was definitely impressive from a graphic standpoint, which is true for most Battlefield games except for Hardline. And we're sure that this temporary controversy will blow over by the time the game's released on October 11th, 16th, and 19th. Yes, this is the one dumb thing that EA continues to do.
Yeah.
They've scattered the actual release schedule of the game in order to entice people to either spend more for the initial copy of the game or to sign up for their monthly membership service, EA Origin Access. If you have EA Access, you can play it for a certain number of hours starting on October 11th. If you pre-order the deluxe edition,
The one with the man
game,
on the cover.
the only version, if you did that, you can play it on October 16th.
Because men go to the front lines first.
That's right.
They should really lean into that.
If you're just a stupid normie who wants to wait around while everyone else is having fun and leveling up, you'll have to wait till October 19th when the standard edition goes live.
Dumb.
I think this is just a fun way to space out their server crashes.
Brilliant.
Because
Activision has that problem every year.
Activision,
So.
fuck! Who knew? Who knew that millions of people would be trying to log in and play this game at the same time on the day it's released? Who could have guessed?
But as we all know, these problems won't tilt the Battlefield fan base because you have to have a pretty high IQ to enjoy Battlefield games. The gameplay is extremely tactical, and without a solid grasp of physics, most of the strategies of war will go over a typical gamer's head.
It's basically like being in war.
There's also the large multiplayer modes, which are deftly woven into the core experience. These large-scale battles draw heavily from Winston Churchill's strategies of war, for instance. The fans understand this stuff. They have the intellectual capacity to truly appreciate the depths of these games, to realize that they're not just fun. They say something deep about life. As a consequence, people who dislike Battlefield games truly are idiots. We're smirking right now, just imagining one of those addle-pated simpletons scratching their heads in confusion as DICE, their genius game standards, unfold themselves onto the pathetic consoles that they own. What fools! How I pity them. And yes, by the way, I do have a Battlefield tattoo, and no, you cannot see it. It's for the lady soldiers' eyes only. And even they have to demonstrate they're within 5 IQ points of my own, preferably lower, beforehand. Nothing personal, guys.
Whoa.
Anyway, we could sit here and tell you about our professional games reviewer once again, but we get tired of singing his praises over and over again.
Yeah, he got kind of an ego with this show.
Yeah, let's give him a proper introduction using the very game he's reviewing.
Try to imagine something that doesn't exist, something you've never seen. Now concentrate on how it makes you feel. and let your hand drift across the canvas. God.
T.U.G.S boys and T.U.G.S girls, this week once again, I've disgraced my family. No, viewer, this is not a weekly occurrence, as I slay enough on Fortnite to satisfy the needed bloodlust. No victory royales, no food. It's a harsh world out there. Why do you think I'm so lanky? Because I'm only given G Fuel as a nutritional substance because I can't get any wins in Fortnite. I digress. Anyways, enough of my Fortnite woes. Let's talk about some goddamn androids. For this episode of T.U.G.S, I checked out another PlayStation exclusive, Detroit Become Human. Developed by Quantic Dream, this game, aka interactive movie, revolves around 3 different androids doing a number of quick-time events in which you sit on your couch and watch. One of my favorite mechanics in video games of all time, done so many times, where I actually want my playable character to die. And in some cases, the story actually continues so I can bypass less cliche bullshit. Yes, the android sitting on the back of the bus parallel to American history. I didn't see that coming. Yeah. Do I hate this game? Yes. Do I hate this product? For $60? Yes. $1, 1 hour. Hardly applies here. Sure, graphically it's top tier and clearly a lot of work was put into the motion capture, dialogue options, and I really do appreciate the flow charts that you can see the decisions that you may have missed and how things could have gone differently. Fine. Nice UI touches, much like the line graph and Cuphead, to see how close you were to defeating the boss or getting to the next stage of the fight. Sure. However, as a video game, Detroit Become Human is just trash. At this point in 2018, the overall storyline of androids getting free wills. Why? I'm an android and I want a soul. Why? And the big villain is the evil android creator. Why? I've seen enough of that in Westworld and Blade Runner to know how that all plays out. It's cliche.
Like zombies.
Yeah. For me, as a god tier gamer, I want more gameplay mechanics instead of quick time events. Instead of waggling my motion controller like a goddamn drunken giraffe. And why can't I be getting high on Hop Rocks and do some 360 YY headshots on androids who have defected? The story here is not told through actual play, just watching. Fortunately, since this interactive movie has no gameplay mechanics other than waggling your goddamn controller, feel free to watch like iRobot instead of buying a $60 experience. With the lack of gameplay mechanics, I can give Detroit Become Human the rating of worst video game I've ever played in my entire life. Even No Man Lies provided me more gameplay satisfaction, which is sad. Overall, if you're actually looking to play something, once again, if you're actually looking to play something, pass on Detroit Become Human, and considering rent it from Netflix down the road. So, 0 out of 10, do what I buy.
Oh, thank you, Shibby. There's a reason you don't review movies. Anyway, for today's Amazon review, we decided to look back at another game from the developers of Detroit Become Human and found a review for one of their bigger titles from the past, Heavy Rain. Nope, it's not about pee-pee. This review comes from Amazon.
Jason!
Amazon user James Felix, who titled their review, "If you want a brushing your teeth simulator, then this is the game for you." Here's what they had to say about Heavy Rain.
Wow, is this boring and pointless. I'm willing to cut games some slack during the introductory/tutorial levels as they teach you how the controls work and such, but 90 minutes into this game, I have gotten out of bed, brushed my teeth, taken a shower, opened the closet, gotten dressed, helped my wife with the groceries, set the table, played with my kids, got in my car, buckled my seatbelt, adjusted my rear view mirror, turned the ignition to start the car, looked in the fridge for something to eat, and so on. Yes, each of those things require a distinct control input. Newsflash for game designers, I don't need a PS3 game to simulate my morning routine. I suppose it's possible that this game becomes fun if you have the patience to wade through a few hours of boring, badly acted crap. For those of you like me who have better things to do with their time, I'd advise going elsewhere for your entertainment. 1 star. I am actually, for once, on the side of the reviewer.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain had its positives.
It looked great.
But the fact that you had to, like, quick time event. Every
Everything.
fucking thing was just the dumbest shit ever.
It's very annoying. I don't even listen to the NPCs in role-playing games when I should be role-playing. I'm not gonna sit there and fucking feed my kids in this fucking game.
Jason!
I agree with him.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for our show. Don't forget, right now, go to the link in the description below and subscribe to our new channel. That's where everything that we do is going to be
Do it.
uploaded. From now on, you have
I
to
bet
do
you
it.
won't, pussy.
Yeah, if you don't do it, you're a jerk.
We're gonna replace us with women.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lady show if you don't do that.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
And
but-
if you want to watch it, you have to wear a dress.
So go subscribe to that right now. We got Idiots Watching Anime coming up this weekend, and we're going to start uploading a bunch more stuff on there soon. Kind of getting everything over onto that channel from this channel and the main ATC channel. Please go subscribe. We really need you guys to do that because we're coming out of our own pockets to start this channel.
That's right.
And, yeah, it's a little bit scary.
You can't see below my waist, but I'm pulling my hands out of my pockets.
I'm pulling up
There's
my...
nothing in there.
I'm trying to pull up by my bootstraps, but they keep breaking. Anyways, go follow our Twitch channels too. I'm twitch.tv/itsRickyFTW, and I just got back into gold on competitive Overwatch.
I thought you were gonna say Goldeneye. Anyway, I'm twitch.tv/ElliottETC, and I've been playing The Witcher 3 for 6 weeks with no end in sight, and I won't know what to do with myself when I finish it.
Watch these other videos.
Yeah, do
Go subscribe to the new channel right now.
Do it.
Right now.
Do it.
Kevin.
Do it.
Dave.
George.
Melissa.
Timmy.
Steven and Timmy and
You would say Timmy.
and
Timmy.
Bernadette,
Mike.
Horace,
Chad.
Jimmy.
Brad. Thad.
Rico.
Gunter,
Yeah.
Kariko.
Samuel. Eric the Viking. Go subscribe now. Bye.
Sauron the Dark Lord.